Hey guys, so this is going to be a video that's going to show you how to do the first pamphlet of the year. This one being the industrialization pamphlet for notes 6 and 7. So this is if for some reason you didn't understand in class, you forgot some of the things that I explained in class, or simply you were just absent. So first thing we're going to open this up are the instructions. Now you will be doing pamphlets throughout the year for every unit, and the pamphlet instructions are basically identical. At the top, it's going to tell you what notes you're going to do. It tells you what page goes on it, which is basically 12 bullet points. Again, each bullet point is a main idea found from the section. I'll explain that in a minute. You're going to draw a picture on each page as well, and then you're going to choose one idea that's important from that page, and you're going to write a 25-word summary. So for every page, you're going to write 12 bullet points, draw one picture, and a 25-word summary. Again, you're doing it, this particular one is for notes 6 and 7 of the industrialization unit. For every pamphlet from this point forward, I will tell you here what notes you're doing it on. Now at the bottom, it tells you what goes specifically on each page. So I will take pictures, make an example of what it should look like, and usually send it to you before I assign the pamphlet. These are the pictures I took for the first one. This is page 1, this is page 2 and 3, and this is page 4, and I'll explain it as I go. All right, so again, each page 2, 3, and 4 is going to have 12 bullet points. It's going to have one picture drawn by hand, and it's going to have a 25-word summary. So on page 1, it asks you to do 3 things. To write a creative title, and again, you will lose points if you don't do this for not being creative. You got to choose a major idea that we're covering in notes 6 and 7 and come up with some sort of creative title. Then you got to put a large picture in the middle. The picture can be drawn by hand or printed out, or it could be a whole bunch of little pictures like a collage, and then your name and period at the bottom of the page. And that looks like this. Those 3 things look like this. All right, so up here in big letters, a creative title, again, main idea of notes 6 and 7. Then a big picture like this, where it either drawn by hand or printed out. Again, it could be a series of little pics that make a collage, and then name and period. Now I also want you to draw some sort of kind of a borders. Like this, I just kind of drew them and put some highlighter, and then there's page 1. So now let's get to page 2. So page 2 tells you that you're going to be working out with notes number 6, urbanization and reformers. Now if you look at page 3, it's also note 6. Sometimes when a set of notes are kind of long, I'll split them and you'll do 2 pages for one set of notes. So it's going to be note 6 here on page 2, note 6 on page 3. And then page 4 is note 7. Oftentimes the pamphlets will simply be 3 sets of notes. Will be notes 3, notes 4, notes 5, notes 1, 2, and 3, whatever it is. But again, it'll tell you specifically here what notes you're going to be working on and what sections from the notes. So on this particular case for page 2, you're going to work on the first 3 sections: opportunities in the city, urban problems, and reformers mobilized. And remember, you're going to write 12 bullet points from these 3 sections. We go to the notes. There's number 6, section 1, opportunities in the cities, urban problems, and reformers mobilized, which goes a little bit into the next page. So on this page and that little part, you're going to write the 12 most important ideas. And this is what it should look like when you do it on your pamphlet. So you're going to fold the paper in half, like hamburger style, and that's going to let you have the front cover be page 1, and then the inside is going to be pages 2 and 3. And as you can see, I put the name of the notes at the top: urbanization reformers note 6, urbanization reformers note 6, and then the 3 sections that you're going to be covering: opportunities in the cities, urban problems, and reformers mobilized. And you're going to write 12 main ideas from these 3 sections. Now if we look at the notes, now, if you think about it, I want 12 bullet points on this page, and there are 3 sections there. So you just divide it 3 by 12. You should write 4 for each one. That's what it'd be easy. But if you look at the notes, section 1 is really small. Section 2 has a lot of information, and section 3 does as well. So instead of doing 4 for this little section and 4 for this bigger section, the way I did it for this first one was I split it into small, large, and large. So you're going to be doing, in this case, is 2 bullet points, 6 bullet points, and then 4 bullet points. And if you add those numbers up, that equals 12. You're also going to write a 25-word summary and a picture by hand. As you can see, I drew 2 boxes here. I'm going to write quickly the 25-word summary here. You don't have to double space it here. It doesn't have to be numbered here. And then you got to draw a picture by hand. Some idea here that you wrote about, like in the urban problems, if you write about dirty water and then you draw like a river and it's all black, that shows me that you understand that. So for every page on page 2, 3, and 4, you're going to have the name of the notes at the top, the sections that it tells you on the instructions. So if you look on page 3, which is also reformers and mobilize. If we go to the instruction on page 3, it tells you do emergence of political machines, corruption in politics, and patronage and merit. And when you look at the sample, there are the 3 sections. There are the 3 sections. Now, once again, emergence of political machine is a much bigger section than corruption in politics, and definitely more than patronage and merit. So I did 6 points, 4 and 2. It still equals 12. Now this time I did the boxes at the bottom. So here's a 25-word summary box, and here's a picture box. It could be here on the side. It could be at the bottom. It could be wherever you want to put them. Like if we look at page 4, which is politics, and then like again in the instructions it tells you you're on page 7, you're going to write about number 7, politics, and there's only 2 sections there, populists and progressives. If we look at note 7, which we will be working on in class, section 1 is populist. See, it's a big section. Section 2 is progressives, another big section. So it's only 2 sections for note 7. So that's why if you look at the picture of note 7, it's just 2 sections. Populist section, progressive sections, 1 through 6, 7 through 12. But here, I put the 25-word summary box over here, and here I put the picture box over here. So the picture in the 25-word summary has to go on every one, but it could be in different places like this, or like this. All right? So once again, the instructions at the bottom tell you what notes and what sections you're going to cover for each page. So notes, page 2, note 6, these 3 sections. Page 3, note 6, these 3 sections. Page 4, note 7, these 2 sections. And in the example, you see how I put the sections in, divided them by size, but it's 12 bullet points, and 12 bullet points. 25-word summary, picture on that one, and 25-word summary, picture, 25-word summary, picture on that. All right, so once again, page 1 will have 3 things: creative title, some main idea of note 6 and 7 in this case. Large picture can be drawn by hand or printed out, or a collage of little pigs, and name and period. Page 2 and 3 are both about urbanization and reformers, note 6, and you see the sections that are listed in the instructions. 12 bullet points, 25-word summary, picture, 25-word summary, picture. Notes 7 goes on the last page, page 4, and you have 2 sections, populist and progressives, 1 through 6, 25-word summary, picture. That is what your pamphlet should look like. If you have any questions, please let me know.